This is the Mexico border wall that separates the southern United States from northern Mexico. The barrier stretches for 3,145 kilometers and crosses diverse terrain, from rivers to deserts and mountains. However, the section that specifically borders Tijuana and San Diego is approximately 24 kilometers long with very tight security, including double fences, surveillance technology, and immigration checkpoints. The construction of this wall began after the Mexican-American War, which took place from 1846 to 1848. The war ended with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848, where Mexico had to cede more than half of its territory to the United States, including California, Nevada, Utah, parts of Arizona, New Mexico, and other areas. This treaty established the current border between the United States and Mexico. The Mexico-U.S. border is one of the busiest borders in the world in terms of commercial traffic and human travel. Every year, there are approximately 350 million crossings, both legal and illegal. Cities located on the border, such as Tijuana and San Diego, are always bustling with international trade activity. Tijuana, one of the areas where this border is located, is a major immigration point from Latin America to the United States. Every year, thousands of migrants attempt to cross illegally. In 2021 alone, U.S. Border Patrol agents recorded around 1.7 million arrests in the border area, the highest number in over 2 decades. Most of these migrants come from Mexico, Honduras, and El Salvador. Migrants who are caught or surrender usually apply for asylum in the United States. The Remain in Mexico policy introduced during Donald Trump's administration required asylum seekers to wait for their court proceedings on the Mexican side. This led to a large migrant population at the border with often unsuitable conditions and vulnerability to abuse. For many migrants, crossing from Mexico through Tijuana is the only way to reach the United States to escape violence, poverty, or seek a better life. However, for those who take illegal routes, this crossing is often dangerous and full of risks. Some migrants who attempt to cross through illegal routes traverse hazardous terrain, such as deserts with extreme temperatures, steep mountains, and fast-flowing rivers. The Sonoran Desert, for example, can reach temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius during the day and very cold temperatures at night. Every year, dozens to hundreds of migrants die on this journey. In 2022, more than 800 people died while trying to cross the U.S. Mexico border. Most of them died due to dehydration, hypothermia, or accidents in hazardous terrain. Additionally, many migrants rely on coyotes or human smugglers who promise to help them cross the border safely. However, this service is often unreliable. These coyotes can extort and even abandon migrants mid-journey if problems arise. There are reports of migrants being extorted or even becoming victims of crime by their smugglers. Crossing the border is not an easy task. With an investment of over billions of dollars, the border is also equipped with advanced surveillance technology, such as infrared cameras, drones, motion sensors, and aerial patrols. On the other hand, the United States also implements very strict patrols. In 2022 alone, there were around 20,000 Border Patrol agents guarding the U.S. Mexico border, making it one of the most heavily guarded borders in the world. Despite having very strict security and a challenging journey for Mexicans, the United States is a dreamland where they can change their fate and life. The stark economic difference between the United States and Mexico makes wages in the U.S. much higher compared to Mexico. The minimum wage in California in 2023 was around $15 per hour, while in Mexico, the minimum wage per hour was much lower, around $1 per hour. This significant difference creates a strong desire for Mexicans to cross into the U.S., especially to California, which is known for its prosperity. California is known as the largest economy in the United States and one of the largest in the world. Even if considered as a separate country, California would be the fifth largest economy in the world after the United States, China, Japan, and Germany, with a GDP of over $3.4 trillion in 2021. California can even surpass some major countries like the UK and India. California is also known for Silicon Valley, which is the center of the world's technology industry. This area is home to leading technology companies such as Apple, Google, Facebook, and Tesla. Technological innovation from California has an impact on every aspect of global life, from smartphones to artificial intelligence and renewable energy. In addition, California is the largest agricultural producer in the United States, accounting for more than 13% of the country's total agricultural output. The state is famous for products such as almonds, grapes, strawberries, avocados, and other fresh vegetables. With its ideal climate, California produces over 400 types of agricultural products that are exported worldwide. California's agricultural exports reach more than several $billions per year, with main destinations including Canada, the European Union, China, and Japan. California supplies around 80% of the world's almond supply and about 90% of the United States grapes. Moreover, Hollywood, which is a symbol of the global film industry, producing films, television shows, and digital content enjoyed worldwide, is also located in California. The entertainment industry in California generates billions of dollars in revenue and creates millions of jobs, both within and outside the state. The films and pop culture produced in California also have a profound cultural influence, shaping trends, values, and lifestyles around the world. With the grandeur and luxury of the United States, it is no wonder that many people from Mexico and even Central America are tempted to cross over to this place. Not only does the U.S. offer much higher wages, but many industries in the U.S. also offer training and career opportunities that are rarely available in Mexico. For many migrants, this is an opportunity to improve their quality of life in the long term. Furthermore, the education system in the U.S. also provides more opportunities, including student support programs for high-achieving and talented students. Therefore, for those who want to provide a better future for their children, education in the U.S. is a strong reason to cross the border. Of course, immigrants who successfully cross the border illegally do not automatically achieve their dreams. Many of them end up in a very sad situation. Those who are caught by U.S. immigration authorities often have to undergo deportation or temporary detention in immigration facilities. This process can take a long time, sometimes months or even years, before they receive a final decision on their immigration status. Some migrants also apply for asylum from countries with extreme violence, such as El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. However, the asylum process has a low acceptance rate and requires evidence that they are truly in danger. After successfully crossing the border, they clearly do not have legal status and live in uncertainty. They often work in unregulated sectors, such as construction, building, and cleaning services, which do not provide job security or fair wages. According to data, approximately 7.6 million workers in the U.S. are undocumented immigrants as of 2021. Most of them work for lower wages than official workers and without job protection due to their unrecognized status under the law. In this condition, daily life is often lived in fear of deportation. Many migrants live in places that are rarely detected, keeping their identities hidden and avoiding interactions with authorities. Some of them manage to build communities with people from similar backgrounds, creating social networks that support each other, share jobs, and housing. Although they have to live a difficult life in the land of their dreams, many migrants who manage to survive in the U.S. work very hard to provide a better life for their children. The second generation, who are usually citizens born in the U.S., have opportunities to access better education and career opportunities compared to their parents, and thus These immigrants choose to be thrifty to provide a brighter future for their children.